Oh, what's going on, guys? We're back, and this is an entirely new area to you. So let's kind of explain what's been going on. So, as you would have guessed, I've had a lot of time to play and not really a lot of time to record. So, we've done a whole lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that I wanted to do while I recorded, but for the most part, it's really easy to explain and just kind of tedious stuff. But anyway, so as you can see, I've put up some nice new bridges. They look real nice. They're on all the different sides. I like the way they look, except for this one. This is a little awkward, but it works. It does what it's supposed to. Um, and they all lead to the second or third floor of the building, depending on which building we're talking about. Um, what we're going to do today, if you didn't see in the in the video title, we're going to make this get rid of all the red power stuff and switch to applied energistics. And there's several things that we're going to need to do that, and I'm real excited to get that out of the way. Also, I'll give you a quick glance at the recipes that I used for the advanced solar panels. This is everything that it goes into these assembly chambers, and then there's a whole bunch of different things, like this is 9 UU matter. I need to figure out a way to craft uranium, which I know there's a way to do so. It's just we gotta get into bees, and I don't want to get into bees. And then a whole bunch of other stuff that I just don't want to craft that's just tedious. So, looks good, right? So here, this room here is how the advanced solar panels are crafted. So for items like silicon plates. So if I need a silicon plate, it says one silicon plate is made with 2 silicon cells, and it puts them in here and pulls them out. And then this is coal dust for the coal stuff, and then diamonds for diamond dust for this stuff over here. And so when it gets a thing that says, hey, I need glass, it makes glass in here. Or if it needs iron or anything, it makes it in there. And then I have this thing making the compressed plates. So once all this fills up, it just auto makes one. Um, and then advanced alloys, I have a different compressor for each one. So that way it can do things as fast as it possibly can, even though it's not very fast anyway. But, so that's kind of the gist of it. It's not real difficult to set up. It's nothing real tedious. It's just kind of taking a look at what all you need. And this is making sand out of centrifuges. And then there's another thing on here somewhere, this one down here at the bottom, that autofills it with empty cells. And I believe that there's a recipe in here that if there's an air can, oh yeah, one empty cell with an air can. And then I brought the complosion compressor down. TNT has to go into the TNT side. And this one here is importing it onto the network. And this is the iridium plate recipe. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I can show you what's going on. I kind of designed this room with a kind of computer-esque feel to it. I feel like it's like a little server room or something with the glass and stuff. Um, the real inspiration is from the original Halo when you're walking through the corridors and you've got like little glass things in the center of the room. It kind of took that and split it out so that instead of it being around the center of the room, it was out on the sides. And I like it. It looks really cool. I have all my community chests set back up, so gunpowder's all going in there, wool's going in there, these are going in here. Yeah. This one is going to the recycler, so anything that's on the network that I don't want goes into the recycler. And I got this stuff. I'm actually out of dirt, which is kind of bad, but it's because I have too much power going into my matter fabricator that I can't produce enough scrap quick enough. I attempted a fix earlier, and we'll see if it actually worked. And then I've got a few other changes over here. So here's my leveling turtle that's sitting here with a whole bunch of different books. Um, I found a way to set this up without having to use a redstone pulse. Um, this doesn't even have to be a redstone thing. I just was lazy. Um, so I have these things here pulling out of the turtles, and then I have these diamond pipes telling everything that is not a sword. So it goes into here, and all the swords go into that void pipe, and then I can cover this up later. Um, but this is just kind of been what I've been playing with here and there. So this is now able to go onto the network, and I'm able to have it run all night without it producing swords, because that's why I built the recycling part over there, is because I may or may not have had like 3,000 different swords. It was like 100 different swords with different durability levels, and the thing doesn't read swords as a set durability. But anyway, let's get into what we're going to need. We're going to need to make ME control panels, 2 of these guys. So where's the ME control panel? ME controller right here. So ME advanced processors. So we need 2 of these guys. Then we need some quartz and some iron, I think is what it was. And iron. There we are. 2 ME controllers. Now the reason I'm building 2, you know what? Let's make a few more and just throw them in here. I'm making 2 because I want to be lazy. I want to be very lazy. So let's go import bus and export bus. I actually need to make the recipes for these onto the network, so let's do that too. I can show you guys again how to do things like this. So we need to find all the recipes for the ME storage bus. So I need an ME interface. I actually think I have conversion matrices. ME interface. Do I have that in there yet? No, I don't. What about the matrix? The conversion matrix. I think I have that in here. Okay, yeah, I do have that. So we're going to need all of the ingredients for this, which is an ME wire, some glass. I made a ton of glass earlier. And some iron, I think. Yep, iron. Okay. So we do this. 2, 3, 4. Wire. Conversion matrix. Because we very well may need to do this a bunch tonight. So this will just make things easier on us in general. So let's encode that guy. So we now know how to do that. Now let's get another blank ME card. And we need pistons. Piston and a sticky piston. And I need a slime ball because I don't have a sticky piston recipe. Okay, so piston with a slime ball is a sticky piston. Good. Let's encode that. And then I need 1 more of these guys. Alright. So import bus, sticky piston, wire, iron. Right? No, that's wrong. Import bus, sticky piston, and that's why I learned that recipe. Go figure. Encode. And then piston here is an export bus. Encode. Alright. So let's get all of this back in here. Let's make some ME wires, shall we? Let's say I need 256. The reason I'm going to have such a high number here is because I am planning on running wires through all of the places, all of the different towers. I've got some over here, and see running up the tower on the sides, so I can access it from anywhere. And then I'll probably throw a few wireless transceivers on the bottom and the tops of towers, but we'll get into that later because I don't think I'm going to want to do a whole lot of stuff wirelessly. So let's put these guys in the recipe thing. There we are. That's all the fun stuff that I might need to make. Our fusion reactor is going to go down for a little bit. I need one of these guys, an ME drive, so let's get a chest. Some processors. Let's get 64 of those guys going. It shouldn't take that long to make them. What else do I need? Glass. Iron. And let's look at the processor. Wonder why it's taking so long. Let's look at the recipe real quick. See if I messed it up. And 128 redstone. Yeah, that's a problem. So let's come back over here and we can fix this by putting it in here. And we say that I'm a bad person. We'll do this. So let's go redstone. Gold. And silicon. So let's do that. Do that. I didn't even have to. Well, this is the easier route. Oh, right. Now that recipe's correct. There we are. Now they're being made. So, you are able to do things like that. Oh, we got 9. We need 2. Put the rest in here. And I don't know if I want a 64K, but we're going to craft 2 of them anyway. And that one shouldn't take any time at all. Then there's something cool that I built here. This is a crafting monitor, and it tells us what things we need to make things. So this is what we're currently working on making. And it's going to sit here and say, this is what I need, this is what I need. And this is saying, I need all of this stuff. And we're probably going to have to craft. So let's see. I know that was working before. I had crafting a ton for me. I don't know. I do not know. So let's grab some wires. Import, export, and we don't need the level emitter, I don't think. Oh, there we go. There's the 2 drives. Okay. So first thing we need to do is we need to hook it up to some sort of power, which, conveniently, there's a lot of. And by a lot of, I mean a lot. A lot of power. So, why don't we put it like right here. There we are. Now comes the fun part. Actually, we're going to need some interfaces, aren't we? Just so I can put some stuff in the network. Um, so let's see, how do we make these guys access terminals? So let's get some conversion matrix, some glass, and a wire, and some iron. So let's make a few of these guys here. There we are, 16. I like that number. Okay. We probably won't even need this after a certain period of time, but it doesn't hurt to have it. Okay, so this is where we will start. Put this right here. And now we should have access to this storage drive. Alright. So where do we want to start? We want to start by having cells put into here. So we're going to clean up all of this. And we want export buses on all of these guys. So let's export bus, export bus, export bus, and export bus. Okay. And then we're going to come up here. I'll break that. We're going to tell it to move single items or craft them. That's how we made the fertilizer thing over there work. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but so it'll move a single item or craft a single item of this if it's on the network, or it can be crafted on the network. And we will have a small little crafting assembly thing over here that will be like 2 by 2. It'll have to be at least a 3 by 3 by 3. So there we are. That works. Now what we want to have happen here is get rid of this guy, and I'm going to have an import bus here. Get my wrench out, make life a little bit easier for me. And we have this guy. It's being a pain in my ass. Okay. This is just a temporary thing. Just because I'm going to be lazy. For now. And over here. Over, and around. Alright. There we go. Now we're pulling everything out of this chest. And they should be going into here. Are they? 10 that I have on me. Let's see where they're going. Well, we don't have any on the network, so that's a good thing. It's probably going to try and fill them evenly. So the next part is we're going to have compressed air and we can do this just like we have been. So I tell it to move stacks of items. And in here, I will need a compressed air cell. You had one. Awesome. And we'll tell this guy here that we need to export compressed air cells into here. As many as we possibly can go into this chest. All right. And now we clear this stuff out. And let's see. Let's move everything here. Wow, a ton of these things. Alright. So now we're going to need some import buses. And set them up like that. I like the looks of that. I could either ran them in front or we could run them like this, and I think this one looks a little bit cooler. So we'll put some stuff in here. Make sure everything's doing what it's supposed to. And the rest of this stuff. Do I have any room in this thing? Don't think. Nope. I definitely do not. So let's put this away. Pull this guy out, and I can run some stuff through here. That and that. And those right now. And just need to keep doing this guy until he gets out of here. What's this? Oh, that's a storage thing. Okay. Looked like a recipe for a minute. I was just like, what am I carrying around a recipe for? So I've got everything worked out except for up to the deuterium tritium part. I have an idea that I think will work. I'm 90% sure it will. It's just there's several different ways we can do it. So now that that's there, everything that's getting made here should be getting imported onto the network. And then we do the next part where we say that all of the cells that get made from this, lagging a little bit. Here we are. Okay. that's gonna suck. I guess they are just LV things, but I still don't want to break anything. Now, I want to actually delay this until the new fusion reactor comes out, but I'm getting impatient. And I also wanted to try this and make sure it works. Alright. So that's this part cleaned up now. So it looks like it's making... So we need some more export buses. So let's go make like a lot more export buses. Export bus. Oh. And import bus. Make a stack of these guys as well. And export. That works for now. Put these guys away. Alright. So here is where we're going to run into problems at. Is what do I do with the D cells? I also want to add another centrifuge or two here. Which leads to my other idea. So, theoretically, I could remove this guy from this network and have it put into a separate network. The rest of these 14 will make tritium, and the other 3 will make deuterium. And it should be about even, probably not. Are there any boxes here? Nope. So we should go charge this guy. Or I can have all the D cells put into a chest, put that chest on a separate network, and tell it that, to only make tritium from that chest. Which might work. So we're gonna have to try that. I think that's the route that I want to go with it right now. But I know for a fact that the other one will work. I don't know for a fact. I'm just saying that, but I have the utmost confidence in it. 2, 3. Alright. And this will be stacks of H cells. Now it doesn't matter if I move stacks at a time because these things are going to fill up faster than it really even matters. And we'll set all of this up. There we are. There we go. Alright. There we are. That's all set up now. I tear down this monstrosity. And we can get rid of these relays. It'll be nice to get rid of all this stuff. Alright. Look, so much cleaner in here once all this stuff is gone. I'll just call me a parkour champion. And there we go. Click this off, all cleaned up. Nice and good, nice and clean, very pretty. I mean, we could even have the regulators here if we really wanted to. Maybe we should do that. I could have regulators. I can have the things pumping into the first regulator. But, nah. I want to do it without red power. Because I think it can be done. Alright. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of figuring out ratios. That's what we'll need to do. So if we have... I need to think this through in my head. Let's see. These can go on to whatever network's going to be for the fusion reactor. So let's think here. Let's get this all finished up here. All right. Why is there tritium in that? It's just weird. Okay. Let's get what we can onto the network. Don't think I need empty cells anymore. Okay. So regardless, we need to put stuff onto a network. So this has to happen. But I can't have all of the deuterium go into this. But I also can't have that's why I was thinking if I had a chest we put deuterium into, that would work, but I don't know. Alright, that should be a helium cell. It is. Awesome. Helium is what we turn into, right? Careful about how close I get to this thing. Yep, helium is what we turn into this, so we put an export bus there. Helium 1 should be fine. Oh, I do need that there though. Alright, get rid of this guy. And run the import bus. Move stacks at a time. This is just going to be another temporary one as well. Just so that I have stuff going where I want it to. Get this all cleaned up later. So if I were to put a helium cell in here, it would get sucked out and turned into a empty cell. Great. Alright. So let's send the rest of the stuff through the network. All that, all that, all that, all that. And those. Alright. Put the empty cell in the network. Okay. So it's doing its thing. We're moving out items probably onto our network, right? Like, why wouldn't we go to a different network? So I mean, that's the real thing here, is we could just overload the stuff with D cells and T cells and everything else, and it would work. It's not what we want to do though, if we can avoid it. And here we are. We tell it to move stacks at a time. We creep this thing along the wall. Let's get this stuff off of here. Be very careful around the fusion reactor. It hurts very, very, very much. Anybody that's ever been shocked with it knows that it is quite the fickle bitch. And very unforgiving. Alright, that works. So now everything from the fusion reactor is going into the network. It's already looking so much cleaner. Like, it's already 100 times cleaner. Not to mention it fits so much better. So there we are. I got some helium cells and stuff to throw into the network. We don't need this chest up here anymore. I'm still kind of playing thoughts in my head, trying to figure out what way I want to take it, what route we want to go. See, I think what we do... Wow, I'm just tearing through the castle wall. I think this will work. Give me a glass fiber cable. There we are. Wow. And boom. Alright. That doesn't have to be there. We can shorten this route substantially, blah, blah, if I can speak. And there we are. That looks good. Looks good. I need to clear off this stuff. So here's what I'm thinking. Let me go in here and grab a chest. We might not even need to use a second network. So we grab a normal chest. Put away all the crap that I've obtained. And we'll go up here again. And we will have this chest here, wherever we decide to put it. Let's put it right freaking there. Now, yeah, we will need to have two networks. But that's okay. We can do two networks. Yeah, two networks is really not a big problem at all. So we'll set up another network, and we'll set it up right here. We're going to have the other network pump D cells into this constantly. And from here, we're going to pull... Actually, we might not want a chest. I might want a super small energy storage thingy. So let's make one of those things, one of these ones. Holds 1024 bytes and 63 types. So let me make a storage cell. Give me one of these guys. Really shouldn't take you that long to make. There we are. Put that guy in the middle. Let's get some redstone. What else do we need? 3 iron at the bottom. And 2 glass. So let's put that guy back in there. We will have this drive here with this storage. And what I want it to do is, if we can do this, I want don't have any of those colors on me. Let's grab some lapis. Make some blue wires. So let's do this.